Hi, welcome to Range and Country. I'm Lawrence.
And I'm Peter.
And we're here to bring you the BSA Lightning in all of its guises. Let's get into it. So the BSA Lightning, these are all of the current models of the quite old name now. The model's been out for quite a while. It's got some serious heritage to it. We've got two different gun models, and then we've got two different stock options here as well. So this is the Lightning SE, and we've got two Lightning XL SEs here. Shall we start in terms of features from that end?
Let's try it, yeah. Now we have a nice rubber butt pad, ventilated to help with any recoil that you might get. Looks the part. It adds just over 3/4 of an inch to the length in the middle there. Nice beach stock with a BSA emblem on there, engraved into the beach stock. Raised cheek piece, nicely shaped.
Ambidextrous.
It is, yeah, and nice checkering.
Yeah. So you get that, so far, you get all of that on the XLs and the standard SE. Nothing so far has changed. What have we got? So we've got a trigger underneath here. It's adjustable 2-stage. Well, it's kind of adjustable 2-stage. You can adjust for the weight. There's a little screw underneath here. It's in the instruction manuals. I think anti-clockwise lightens it. We'll get onto the trigger a little bit later when we shoot it. We've got our opinions on that. We've got a manual safety on here. It's on the side here. So currently it's forward is fire, rear is safe, so that won't fire now, and it will. We've got we measured this the other day.
Well, riser rail, and it's meant to be 13mm, isn't it? But neither of them are really.
Yeah.
We got that just over 12 with the vernier, didn't we?
This was yesterday on a different one, but yeah, it should be the same. I mean, you'd expect it to be a 9 to 11mm, and this particular scope, this Hawk Vantage 30 that we've got on here today, is sitting quite nicely on its 9 to 11mm mounts. One of our sort of studio
always
scopes.
BSA do have 13mm mounts, don't it? 13mm rails, so we have a special range of mounts in the sports match, 13mm for BSA guns, don't we?
Yeah, because BSA can't conform to industry standard.
I think it probably goes back to the yesteryear, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's to do with the width of the tube.
Okay.
But yes, anyway, I wish it was 9 to 11.
Yeah.
This is where some of the differences are. So we've got the XLs down here. We've got this sort of longer front end, and it's quite sharp at the front here. Well, it's not sharp.
It's shaped.
Yeah.
It's shaped. It's I don't know how you best to describe that.
A bit more angular.
Yeah.
I guess. Whereas the SE is a lot more of a smooth finish on the fore end here. That's about it in terms of stock.
Yeah.
They feel exactly the same up this end. So in terms of SE versus XL, that's about the only difference.
Now we do have the GRT, and when we have a gas ram, it's actually engraved into the stock, isn't it? GRT.
Yeah. So that's this front one.
That's their GRT. It's rather nice.
Yeah. So what is GRT, and what's the other ones?
So the GRT, that's gas ram. So that's powered by a gas ram, which is basically, you know, when you lift the tailgate of your car and it comes up on gas struts?
Yep.
That's basically one of those in there. It's a cylinder of nitrogen that compresses as you cock it. When you release the trigger, it's like you're undoing your tailgate. The cylinders extend.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it works the same as a Springer, doesn't it?
It does.
If you weren't told about it, you would think that it's a Springer just the same. You break the barrel down, put your pellet in, and you fire it. Works just the same.
Now, one of the beauties of a gas ram is what they call a faster lock time. Now, and the lock time is basically, we haven't timed it, and I don't know anybody that has timed it. Between you pulling the trigger and the pellet leaving the barrel on the gas ram, it's meant to be faster.
Yes, which should make it easier to shoot, more consistent.
Yeah, yeah. They're a bit more of a, not a vicious, an aggressive firing cycle, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they're so quick. Spring guns are a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And it's a spring gun, which we were zeroing earlier.
Moving forward, on the SE, we've got this lovely, just a straight barrel, and then we've got a silencer built onto the end. It's non-removable on this, so it is what it is. I think it looks quite nice. I think it does. Personally, I prefer the look of the SE. But the XLs have this lovely shrouded barrel on them. You can get an external silencer onto these. They're a 1/2" UNF thread.
Make it quite long, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it looks particularly nice, but that's by the by, that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
I mean, normally when we have a PCP, I think we say this every Springer review that we do. Normally when we do a PCP, we've got loads to talk about, shot count and where the bolt is.
Magazine capacity.
Yeah.
Side lever, handedness.
Yeah.
But we're back to basics again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Back to basics with a spring and the gas ram.
Yeah. You break the barrel here, bit of manual effort, you put a single pellet in, you aim down the sights and you pull the trigger.
Your powerhouse is basically your cocking it, isn't it? You're preloading that spring or gas ram, and when you want to shoot it, you're just releasing the pressure.
Yep.
Now, another thing, while we're talking about gas ram versus spring technology, a benefit of the gas ram is you can leave it cocked for a lot longer, can't you?
Yes. Obviously, you've got on the springers, you've got a metal spring there, and if you leave it there for a long time, eventually it will weaken and your power will drop. Whereas you won't have that with the gas rams. You can leave it. Cocked.
I know we have some people that walking around the fields that they come in the shop, they're looking for a gun, they're walking around the fields, load the rifle at the start of the walk, carry it round, safety catch on, cocked. They worry about being detrimental to the spring gun, don't they?
Yeah.
To the spring of the rifle.
And it certainly would. I mean, if you get a high-end rifle, like a Virarc or an Air Arms, you can leave it cocked for quite a while, and it's probably not gonna drop the power like immediately.
Whereas, I don't know how long you'd have to actually leave a spring gun cocked to actually have an effect on it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot sooner for a cheaper rifle. Yeah, there's going to be a difference in quality between a 100 quidder and a 500 quidder. Right?
Yeah. But these are priced sort of mid-range, aren't they? In the spring guns.
In the middle of that.
Yeah. And they've been around a long time.
They certainly have. Yeah, or the name has anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we jump across into handling? As I say, there's not a great deal to talk about in terms of features.
No, there's not.
Let's jump into handling. Okay, into handling then. Obviously, you're the one that's
I've been zeroing it. Yeah, I've been shooting it. Do you know, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite a short barrel with this moderator on it. It's quite a short barrel. You've got the moderator on, so it takes a bit of effort to cock it.
Okay, a little bit more than obviously a longer barrel would.
I'm trying to think of a rifle that would have a much longer barrel. You'd get a lot more leverage.
But 95 has a silencer on it.
Yeah, that would probably be a lot easier to cock than this one.
Yeah, but then that's an extra however many hundred quid.
It is, yeah. And this is nice and compact. We are metre long.
Yeah.
On the SE. Yeah.
And it's slightly longer for the XLs. Not much, and it certainly doesn't feel.
Let's put the two together and just show exactly how much.
Oh, never mind. It's not.
No. Probably about the same, is it?
It's about the same. Yeah, the XL's slightly shorter, but obviously you don't have a silencer as standard.
Yeah. Okay. So a metre long. Weight.
What for?
I was waiting for that one. I've got wise to that.
Been a while since we've got one of those in.
It is, yeah. I was ready. The weight on the spring gun is a little bit heavier than the gas ram.
Now we don't know whether that's because of the black finish on it. It's a sort of soft touch rubberized, so it's wood stock with this sort of rubberized finish over it.
Do you like it?
I don't mind it. I don't like the way that they wear.
No.
I prefer the wood.
Like the HW 110.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had one of these wear like the HW 110s do though.
No.
Is it just that the HW 110 gets an awful lot more use?
Maybe.
Rougher treat? I don't know. But these are, it's like a soft touch, isn't it? It's very, I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it. Yeah, it does tend to mark a bit easier than the wood, but I like it as a
different option.
Yeah, I think if I was walking around carrying it, it's a bit grippier.
Yeah.
Than the wood.
So what does it feel like then? Subjectively, what does it? How does it feel?
Short.
Okay.
Yeah. Compact.
Yeah.
I mean, now I've zeroed. We're going to shoot this in a few minutes. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, this brought back memories. I used to have one. I can't remember where I bought it from. I think I bought it from a shop in Bude back in the
just down the road for us.
Well, we just happened to be in the area. Mid-90s, something like that. Mid to 97, 98 maybe. Yeah. And I went back into Airguns and
there we go. Rest is history.
Yeah.
Okay, I quite like. I think I prefer the SE over the XLs.
What, the looks?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They both feel very, very nice. They feel basically the same. Obviously, you can get the silencer on, and that will soon make it longer. That would make it easier to cock as well if you wanted. But yeah, I really like the way they feel. They are not like a. I was going to say not the lightest rifle in the world, but then that would be sort of putting them down. It would be, yeah.
They're not that bad at all, though, are they?
No, they're not.
I think the synthetic spring gun came in about 3.1 kilos.
Yes, and 2.95 for the GRT.
Yeah, so just a little bit less than for the GRT. So I think you do lose a little bit of weight with that gas ram because it is basically only a cylinder.
Yeah.
Filled with inert nitrogen gas compared to a spring and the bit more associated bits of metal. Right, that's about it.
Should we get shooting it?
Shall we see how I can perform?
Let's go. Let's jump into it. Okay, ready and raring to shoot this BSA Lightning SE. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, let's try it. Now, I used to have a Lightning SE, and I bought that in probably 98. Yeah, probably about 98. Had it for a few years and sold it, and I think you always regret selling every gun that you sell, don't you? And you think, I wonder how good it actually was compared to...
You're just looking back with rose-tinted spectacles.
No, I didn't enjoy it that much.
But you regret selling it?
Well, only because we could have compared it to what's available now. So I always think there's loads of people offer lots of custom parts for different rifles.
Right, where do we think this is going?
Go on, have a guess. You'll never guess.
No.
No?
Guess.
Beat him. See? Right. Lots of people offer custom parts. They do custom trigger blades. They do tuning, don't they? And for all sorts of guns.
Mm.
Now, one thing I think that lets the Lightning down is the trigger, trigger release. So why doesn't somebody make an aftermarket trigger group? And I've wondered this, and I think, should we make an aftermarket trigger for the Lightning? Because there must be a lot of these Lightnings about in circulation.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad, though, is it?
No, it's not. But it could. It's no Virock record, is it?
Right.
It's. I mean, I'm finding I'm squeezing. I'm feeling it starting to release, and you just got to keep the pressure up. I don't know when it's going to break. That's what I'm saying. They're not the best trigger. I think a trigger upgrade would be a superb addition to something like this.
Mm.
I really do.
Give people the option if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Looks all right to me.
Was that me? Best I've ever shot a Springer, I think. It is a Springer. Yeah, we're not gas ram on this one. Yeah. I've run out of elevation.
So we'll just say, before we forget, we're using Air Arms Diablo Field 8.4 grain pellets, obviously 177, and we're shooting at 25 metres indoor.
I'll drop that one. I'll blame the trigger.
There we go. The gun will do it, because you put two through the same hole.
I did, yeah. That was more luck than judgment, probably. Well, I don't know. Nearly two through that hole. You know, how often do we get to actually shoot? It's such a, you know, once you pick up the gun and you start shooting, you think, yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Certainly for like the nicer PCPs that are much easier to shoot and we can zero in 5-10 minutes. That's probably all the shooting that we do with it.
It wants to group at the bottom there now, doesn't it? Now I'm going for a very light hold on this rifle, with it being a Springer. I'm trying not to
Influence it much.
Tame it too much. Yeah. So quite a light hold on it. I mean, I could have changed hold on the between those shots.
Went through that last hole. I mean,
Crazy, isn't it?
If this doesn't scream, it's just a Springer, you're just not on a very practiced shot.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what does.
Yeah. That was me.
I mean,
it wasn't very steady on
It
the
was
ledge.
close enough.
Yeah.
For a Springer, I'd have said even that was... I mean, full disclosure, peek behind the screen, we're filming this on the same day as we did the Stoker XM1 Scout. And those last four were a similar group to what we got out of that, which is PCP, which is a big...
It's got a nice firing cycle. Once that trigger releases, it's a nice firing cycle.
So it's smooth. It's smooth to recoil, and it's easy to predict. That was through that second lot of holes.
Okay. I've got a very good scope on this rifle as well, which does, for me, it does make it a lot better.
Yeah. So this is a Hawk Vantage 30. So this is Hawk sort of 30mm tube, 250, 300 quid scope. So it's quite a good spec, quite a good scope.
As much as the rifle. Almost.
Yeah, nearly. It's getting on for you.
Yeah. It does make a difference, though.
Yeah.
It really does. I'm quite enjoying this.
I mean, we've got to stop at some point.
How long have we got?
We've overrun it.
Oh, I'd be in trouble again.
The ladies and gentlemen might be getting a bit bored. We might need to tell some jokes.
I've got a load of jokes.
I don't know any clean ones, though.
No. I'm not sure if I know any funny ones, to be honest. I've got some dad jokes.
Oh, great. And that was through that same first hole.
Tell me when to stop.
5 shots ago.
Okay. Last one then, as long as it's a good one. If it's not, we'll be like the Brexit referendum and demand another one. I'm happy with that. How many shots was that? That's quite a few, isn't it?
It's like 6 in that 6 o'clock hole, plus that one. There's 4 in that middle one, there's 2 in that one.
Dozen?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Me with a Springer. Darn good scope. I think if do you know, it might be something worth looking into, you know, if we can.
You can lighten the triggers, right? When we've had them in second hand, you can adjust them to make them slightly lighter.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Shall we wrap up and jump into a conclusion?
I might have a few more shots actually. we'll call that. I'll have a few shots afterwards. I'm quite enjoying that. So.
Okay, people are back with you soon. Okay, so to conclude then, what do we think? We've had a shot. We've both had a little bit of a shot. We both really, really like it. I personally prefer the SE over the XLs. It helps that it's a slightly bit cheaper as well. But they both feel very, very similar to shoot. They're very, very nice. They are, as with most Springers, you're not going to just get it out of the box and the first time you shoot it, it's going to hit same old groups. As with any Springer, it wants a little bit of practice. It will reward you for spending time with it.
But the only thing you need with it, the only thing you need extra with this setup is pellets.
Yeah. You
don't need your air, you don't need...
You're talking in terms of general Springer, yeah, because it doesn't come with scope.
Yeah, yeah. Well, once you've got your rifle, you've got your scope, your consumables are your pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're never going to run out of air or power. I mean, I think this was very good fun. I enjoyed it, and
you had another little stint after we
certainly
shot.
Did. Certainly did.
A few shots, yeah.
I'm going to leave the scope now. One thing with a spring gun, and what we always do it, don't we? Recoil stop pins in the bottom of the mounts with a scope. We didn't have one on here because this is one of our generic studio scopes, isn't it?
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 or whatever that we just pick up and use when we...
Yeah, and this hasn't got a recoil stop pin in. And it has crept back a bit, hasn't it, with the recoil?
Yes.
So you do need your recoil stop pin on a spring gun to stop it creeping back.
Yeah.
So it's just one little point to mention.
Yeah.
But that's standard, isn't it, with any...
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, otherwise, we really, really like it. It's definitely a step up over your cheaper guns, over your sort of Chinese and Turkish made guns. It's definitely a step up in terms of quality and usability. It's not quite a high-end rifle, but it's definitely above your entry levels.
Like you're saying, it's not a TX200, it's not an HW97, it's not a Air Arms Pro Sport, but it's darn good fun, isn't it? Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's one of these that it takes a bit of practice. It's one of these that you become one with your rifle, one with your gun.
Yeah.
And the more you use it, the better you get, obviously.
100%. Because it will reward a patient shooter.
Yeah. But hold is very important. Very important on a spring gun.
A hold is in making sure you hold it the same way
The
each
same
time.
every time. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
It shot very well.
you want a bit of fun?
Feels very nice.
Get your hands on one.
Yeah.
Give one a go. You could do far, far worse. Hope you have as much fun as I did shooting it.
Well, there we go. That's what we think. Well, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Thank you. Please like and subscribe. And
Thank you very much.
thank you.